that Felix suffered while he was under police custody, injured by under police brutality. He's been able to share with us the circumstances in which he pleaded in court because he was under duress, and the same persons he says that are the cause of the current damage that we see on his legs are the same people who are there standing beside him. And we had been told that he had to plead to the charges as given. And so, as a law society, we condemn that with the strongest terms. The constitution that we have today ensures and envisages that we have the right of innocence, right to a free and fair trial, irrespective of the fact that he may or may not have committed a criminal offense. He ought to be tried in a fair process, that he's able to plead his case without any duress, and that he's able to get representation for his case. He was still a minor, he had not turned 18 by the time he was presented to court, by the time he pleaded, and we do not understand even the circumstances in which it could not even be seen or questioned how he could not walk properly when he was presented in court. And so we condemn that as well in the strongest terms, because when we turn a blind eye is when we continue to see injustice permeate in our legal system. And so this week, even as we started the Legal Awareness Week, we say it's quite unfortunate to come upon such a situation. I've seen the extent of his injuries, and it's quite unfortunate that he could even end up losing his legs because of such an unfortunate event. And he's still under custody. I've been informed by the family that he was even under cuffs. It's only today when we came that the cuffs were removed. But it's quite unfortunate, and we'll be moving to court to move the court to review the orders and or appeal the orders that were issued, so that Felix can first of all get proper treatment. That should be the first step. Even if he's jailed for 2 or 3 years and then later on he cannot walk, you cannot compensate for the kind of damage he would have suffered. As we can now, we want to do the best that we can, that Felix can get his right to a free and fair trial, that we can ensure that he's treated properly in a humane manner, and that we can start to see justice. We particularly condemn those particular police officers that he says are known to him, that will be seeking and demanding that action be taken against those police officers. They must be investigated, they should be indicted, and they should not continue to sit pretty as they injure members of the public who, irrespective of the fact that people are reported to have committed a crime, under our constitution, you're innocent until proven guilty. So police officers do not have the right to take the law into their own hands and met judgment against any individual. That's why we have our courts. Arrest somebody, present them before the court, present your evidence, the court will determine the final, the way forward of the sentence against any individual. However, those police officers should be indicted. They should be investigated for the involvement in the injuries that Felix is now suffering, and they should be held to book. We cannot say that we want a police force, a police that works together with the people, a police service that will aim to serve the people of Kenya, if they cannot just ensure that the basics are obeyed. Bring someone to court, arrest them, let them be brought to book. However, there's no ambit that says beat them up, injure them, ensure that you maim them properly before you present them to a court of law. We'll be going back to the dark days of our former constitution. We have a new constitution, and the onus is upon us to protect that constitution. And we aim to fight that, to ensure that Felix sees justice. Thank you.